Well, today is getting a bit interesting. We've already had two more trades go down, one involving the Mariners and the Blue Jays, which wasn't exactly the trade I was looking for and hoping for, or pretty much anybody. And then also the Orioles may have just got fleeced on a deal because they're so desperate for starting pitching. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Touching Bases podcast. Good to see your beautiful, smiling faces, man. It's trade deadline bonanza. It's exciting. I'm pumped up right now. I'm glad I had today off. Basically, let's start with the Mariners just because, they have acquired Yimi Garcia, one of the best bullpen arms in the Blue Jays bullpen, which is awesome. I mean, we really needed some help there because the bullpen's been kind of atrocious basically in the last month. So this is a huge pickup and something that was needed to be filled, and everybody's been talking about it. Players that are going is going to be Jonathan Clase. So everybody knows about him. He's been up and down in the majors this whole year. He's been pretty decent and he's going to be really good in the future. But because Kevin Kiermaier just announced, in fact, yesterday, or maybe it was today, that he's retiring after the season, they need someone in the outfield. Lo and behold, Jonathan Clase is probably going to be taking that spot over there in center field or right field. And there's also the minor league catcher Jacob Sharp, who I think is like our third best prospect catcher that we have in our system. He's unranked nationally, but he's going to be going with them. So if you ask me, this is a pretty big win for Seattle because we could absolutely afford to get rid of an outfielder, considering our major league roster right now is like 5 outfielders. We have Randy Arozarena, Julio Rodriguez, Mitch Haniger, Dominic Canzone, and Luke Raley. I think that's it. Oh no, Victor Robles. So there's 6 outfielders that are technically on our MLB roster unless they made some moves recently. We don't need Class A. In fact, it would have been nice to get rid of Haniger, but that's just a whole nother story. So overall, pretty big pickup, and we're kind of clearing some space with some guys that we can't even use for the rest of the season. The other trade is for the Orioles. The Orioles really needed some pitching. Everybody was talking about Skubal and all these blockbuster crazy trades and stuff, but little do they know, the Rays were dealing, and they decided to let go of Zach Eflin, who's been not too great this year, but is a solid veteran arm and maybe will do better in Baltimore. He has a 4.09 ERA. He started in 19 games so far. His record's 5-7 with his WAR being 0.7, so at least that's positive. With a WHIP of 1.164, still a bit high, and he's pitched a total of 110 innings this year. This is a good pickup for the Orioles because they do need starting pitching, but honestly, if you see the package that they're sending back, Rays came up big, and I think that might be the reason why the Mariners got such a good deal on Randy. They traded away 3 prospects, and let me just go over. Mac Horvath, who is the number 2 pick for the Baltimore Orioles in the 2023 draft and went overall number 53. He, my friends, is a third baseman, and he's batting .232 in high A currently right now with an OPS of 745. His career minor league stats, he has an 816 OPS and he's batting .252. So he is really good over the past year and a half. He has 14 home runs total in the year and a half there, so he's got some power behind him, but he also has 40 stolen bases. So he's got speed and power, and he hits for a decent average. That's a pretty big pickup. He's in the high A, so it'll take a couple years for him to reach the majors for the Rays, but still a good pickup. Next guy, Jackson Bummeister. Love the name, just for the record. He was a 2023 draft pick for the Orioles. He went overall number 63. He is a starting pitcher. He has started in 18 games in high A with a 1-3 record, so the bats haven't been backing him up. But out of 70 innings pitched, he has 91 strikeouts, and his WHIP is a 1.36, which is pretty much almost exactly the same as Zach Eflin, but in the high A level. And knowing the Rays, they're going to develop him very well. He could potentially be the Tyler Glasnow that they used to have. Last but certainly not least, 2023 draft pick Matthew Etzel. He is straight out of Texas, was the 10th round pick for the Orioles, and went overall pick number 301. So doesn't sound good, right? Yet I'm over here looking at his minor league career stats. So it's only a year and a half. We might as well count that half year for last season. And he is batting a .297 average with a .388 OBP, and his OPS is .849. He has 8 home runs and 72 RBIs and 62 stolen bases. This is a quiet and lethal left fielder that they can add to their arsenal later on. He's probably going to make it to the bigs in the next 2 seasons. He's already a AA affiliate, so he's surpassing Mac Horvath, who was a higher ranking. So this is a huge pickup for the Rays, and reason why I'm thinking maybe the Orioles gave up a little bit too much for Zach Eflin, considering how his year has been this season. You guys tell me. Go down in the comments. Is Yimi Garcia an overpay? I think it was about even, and I think the Mariners did a pretty good job on that. On the other hand, did the Rays just fleece the crap out of the Orioles? I think they did, and maybe this was just the only starting pitcher that the Orioles could acquire, and I think they overpaid, but time will only tell. Let me know down in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new here. This is the second video of the day. It's the third in 16 hours. Please join the family. It's been awesome. This is the most exciting week of baseball because we get to see what the new teams are, and hopefully a lot of these teams start making bigger moves. We have 5 days left. Let's enjoy the ride. I'll see you on the next one. Later.